What is good? It is your boy Pablo Gray, and we are back with another reaction video. And today we have a CNN clip titled CNN Returns to Wuhan After Total Lockdown. See what we found. But before we even start the video, man, just take a look at the first thing you fucking see at this. Coronavirus pandemic. Hold up. Coronavirus pandemic. With a very mysterious looking picture in the back. It just looked really ominous and scary looking. This is the fearmonger. But let's get into it. Oh, smash that subscribe button. Appreciate it.
This morning, China claims that all coronavirus patients in Wuhan have now been discharged from hospitals. Now, we have no way to confirm that.
Thank you for pointing that out, but I just want to say, man, just take a look. Just take a look at this screen, man. So in the background, they got a floating virus. This looks ominous too and real scary like. And then on the side, they got coronavirus pandemic and all of the numbers. And I've said this before. What benefit do you have knowing these numbers? Tell me. Say it in the comment section. What benefit do you have knowing these numbers? Please let me know. But back to the video.
Be that as it may, as Wuhan tries to return to normalcy after a months-long lockdown, CNN correspondent David Culver went back for a first-hand look at how life has changed. This is a behind-the-scenes look at his remarkable journey.
It's Tuesday, April 21st, and after, I guess it was about 2.5 months, we are leaving Shanghai. The team here is ready to go. Where's Chad?
Hold up. It's a long ass video as well. We're not doing that. Let's see what it sounds like this. 1.5.
She's somewhere back there. Oh, there you are. Headed to our next stop. So we'll see what that's going to be like.
Our journey back to the original epicenter of the novel coronavirus outbreak required weeks of planning. While within China, some cities are easing travel restrictions, new hotspots can suddenly surface, and so too, new lockdowns, which could trap us mid-travel for an unknown amount of time. But all layered up, and we felt this was the moment to return.
And this is our ticket here. Might be reversed, but maybe you can see it. Take a picture so you can see it. Our destination set for Wuhan. It's going to be about a 4-hour train ride. We've noticed it's relatively full so far. I'd say at least maybe half full, which is pretty significant given there's next to no one traveling for
I really don't care about none of this.
several weeks. Let's get on board here.
On board, the train attendants collect our passports. They try to place CNN photojournalist Justin Robertson's accent.
Where am I from? I'm from London.
England?
Yeah.
England, no.
England, yeah.
Oh man, it was touching the man's skin.
It is not just friendly conversation, as they want to be sure that we've been in the country for at least 2 weeks, so that we're not potentially importing the virus from other areas. The threat to China now, thought to be external. Arriving in Wuhan, I'm quickly reminded of the last time we were here, almost 3 months to the day. We'd spent just 29 hours on the ground when we abruptly learned that Wuhan was going on lockdown. CNN shared that scramble out of Wuhan with you. A rushed checkout, sparked by a 3 a.m.
I don't really want to see this man vlogging.
phone call.
Our rush right now is to check out, get out.
We headed to the train station as soon as we got word. As we arrived, crowds already lined up for tickets, stretching out the door.
It's 4:15 in the morning here.
Well, you see it right there. China was allowing travel out even after they heard about the coronavirus pandemic.
And the only way to buy tickets at this hour is in person.
From there, it was off to a Beijing hotel, quarantining before the rest of the world realized you'd soon be doing the same. 14 days in a hotel room to make sure we'd not contracted the virus. We continued our live reporting from quarantine, then relocated to Shanghai. And here we were, 3 months later, headed back to Wuhan. The lockdown was over, but the hesitation remains. As we interviewed an American who's lived in Wuhan since 2009, we also experienced the increased skepticism toward foreigners like us and the growing distrust of Western media, a crowd of police questioning us.
What do you say?
Where are you from?
Oh, you speak English.
Huh?
I'm from U.S.
See, they ain't with that English coverage because they don't want people revealing what's really going on over there. They got some shit to conceal. We know this. They gotta censor shit. And if he allowed that shit to go down, the government gonna crack down on him and his family.
but I live in Beijing.
It was not our only interaction with authorities. When we returned to what some Chinese scientists believed to be the source of the outbreak, the Huanan seafood market, and started reporting, police stepped out of a nearby tent to ask us why we were there.
What is it?
Just be quick.
Perhaps the most sensitive spot on our visit, this funeral home and crematorium. Normally, you do not find police posted outside. But last month, Chinese media published a report claiming more urns were distributed than reported coronavirus deaths, calling into question the official figures. We wanted to investigate. But even as we were across the street, police...
You heard them. They were putting out more urns than so-called deaths. So some shit was being fake.
quickly approached us.
We just attempted to go to one of the funeral homes in hopes of seeing some of the grieving families and hearing from them.
And please remember, Wuhan is also home to, I believe, a military base of the Chinese Communist Party, which is, I believe, is right next to the lab.
Perspective of what transpired over the course of the lockdown and losing their loved ones. As we were there, police didn't like that we were there. They happened to be positioned right outside. Held us there for a little bit, didn't let us leave, and finally, after a few minutes, we were able to continue on our way.
Given that many medical experts believe the virus transmitted from wildlife to humans, we wanted to go to another Wuhan wet market to see what they were selling.
It's pretty much find markets just like this all across China. This is actually a pretty normal one. You've got a bag full of toads, some fish on the chopping block over there.
No wildlife here, but some snakes, lots of frozen poultry, along with an array of fresh vegetables and spices, all under the same roof. Scenes like this appear to show the city of 11+ million residents coming back to life, folks enjoying a game of badminton, or just soaking in the stillness, knowing that after a week sealed inside your home, this is a luxury. And while many of the businesses here remain closed, the ones that have reopened are changing up the way they operate, keeping customers outside, bringing the products to them. Hotels, like ours, spraying down everyone who walks inside with disinfectant. The elevators are marked with a safe social distance. They provide a tissue to keep your bare fingers from touching the buttons. All of this,
let me just say, they don't look like 6 feet to me.
Testing for the virus has become streamlined here. Before we left, we had to get ours done too. An easy appointment to make, a quick throat swab, $35 fee to expedite the results, and 24 hours later, we were handed the paperwork showing we were negative. And with that, we could then safely...
Why they doing throat swabs and we gotta go in somebody's fucking nostrils?
depart.
A far less rushed checkout this time, leaving Wuhan, compared to 3 months ago. We're getting in the car, headed to the train, we're headed to Shanghai.
On the train back, police carefully examining our passports and test results, allowing us to return to Shanghai without having to do another quarantine. Once again, leaving behind Wuhan, as it slowly awakens in this post-lockdown era. The people left a bit shell-shocked, navigating this uncertain moment with a cautious optimism. And that's where the story finds us now, back here in Shanghai. John and Allison, a lot of folks ask us, why go there at all? I think, part of the frustration here is that we'll hear a lot of things on Chinese social media, we'll read it in Chinese state media, but unless you're on the ground and you're actually able to see and to speak with the folks directly, are you able to actually verify what we're reading and seeing? And so that's our reasoning for going.
And of course, the Chinese officials don't make it easy to verify, David. So why do you think they make the bar so high?
I think it's two parts. The reason, for one, is that they have now, going across state media, the concern for foreigners. They believe imported cases to be the real threat right now, as they put out with each daily reporting of numbers, which, of course, we question often, and there's a lot of skepticism behind them. But that's certainly the narrative that the people are receiving, is that it's the foreigners who may be bringing the virus now back in. And the other part...
And let's be real, that might not be the case.
It's just this general distrust of the media in general, and the foreign media in particular. Those of us from the West, they have a lot of questions as to whether or not we're there with authentic and genuine intentions.
David, obviously it is risky for you to go back. I understand why people would ask about you going, but we could never get a window into Wuhan like you have given us if you weren't there on the ground. It has been so fascinating to watch what happened there and to just see it with our own eyes, the wet markets, et cetera. And so in terms of what it can teach us back here in the U.S., Wuhan reopening now, was it a staggered reopening like some of our states are trying, or was it sort of just all one fell swoop and it came back to life?
It's a good question, Allison, because I think about that April 8th date, and we were hearing, even here in state media, that it's back open as of April 8th, but the reality is it's still not back open. I mean, many of the businesses, more than half, are still closed. There is still a struggle for a lot of the folks to accept that they can comfortably walk out of their homes. There's a lot of hesitation, and you feel it and you sense it amongst the people there.
And it's probably about to be like that for a while, which is sad, and I wish it wasn't like that.
That they are not fully willing to accept that things are in the past. There's a lot of fear of a second wave, even though health officials that we talk to there say they're pretty much comfortable assuming that this is under control now and that they have a good grip on things. It's not necessarily what the people are feeling there.
That's really interesting. I mean, human nature might end up making some of these decisions.
All right, I'm ended there. But as far as what I have to say on it, as you can see, while he was there, as far as like government officials, they were pretty much on it, man. They're trying to censor anything that isn't seen as positive for the country. And as you can see, it looked all positive to me. And I believe that's the image that they allow people to see and allow people to release, such as CNN, without taking their film. So the positive I've seen is that the obvious positives is that they got great testing. Just about everybody is tested, checkpoints, all of that, and things are regulated. I think that's what they wanted you to see. As you can see, he was talking about the people and how they feel. You can only assume that that's how it's going to be here in the United States, but I think we're going to get past it quickly because we are a nation that forgets very quickly, bad and good. But yeah, I think that's really all I got to say on that. Yeah, man. I hope some news really comes out about this Wuhan lab and this investigation really goes somewhere. But other than that, you like what I'm doing here, you like the reaction videos, you find them informative, entertaining, they add value to you, smash the subscribe button, like, comment, share. I really do appreciate it. Do your research.